You know what absolutely grinds my gears? WWE just pulled off the most disrespectful booking decision in recent memory, and if you're not furious right now, you haven't been paying attention. What we witnessed on Raw wasn't just bad booking, it was a slap in the face to every single fan who's invested years into these storylines. And I'm about to expose exactly why this entire situation is making the wrestling world explode right now. Before we dive into this absolute chaos, let me ask you something. Do you think Bron Breakker is being set up to fail, or is WWE actually building the next megastar? Drop your honest opinion in the comments because this debate is tearing the fanbase apart. Let's talk about what went down on Raw. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the man who held the Universal Championship for over 1,316 days, the same guy who dominated WWE for 3 years straight, came face to face with Brock Lesnar and Bron Breakker in what should have been the most intense segment of the year. But here's where WWE completely fumbled the bag. Instead of giving us the Roman we needed, the calculated, methodical tribal chief who strikes fear into everyone, we got a watered-down version that felt more like a participation trophy moment than the collision of titans it should have been. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, the same monster who's conquered everyone from The Undertaker to John Cena, was standing there looking like he was ready to F5 everyone in sight. This is the man who doesn't take orders from anyone. He's a Paul Heyman guy through, and seeing him in the same ring as Roman should have created the kind of tension that makes your heart race. But WWE's creative team somehow managed to make it feel ordinary. How do you make Brock Lesnar feel ordinary? That takes a special kind of incompetence. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Bron Breakker. This young lion, the son of wrestling royalty, the nephew of Scott Steiner, the genetic freak himself, is supposed to be the future of WWE. He's got the look, he's got the intensity, he's got the pedigree. The kid can go in that ring. But WWE is playing a dangerous game right now. They are throwing him into the deep end with the two biggest sharks in WWE history, and I'm genuinely concerned they are setting him up to drown. Here's the thing about Bron Breakker that nobody wants to admit: he's not ready for this spot yet. I can already hear the keyboard warriors typing angry comments, but hear me out. Being ready in ring and being ready for this moment are two completely different things. Breakker has the physical tools, absolutely. The man is a beast. But does he have the character development? Does he have the storyline gravitas to stand toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and not look like a kid playing dress-up? The answer, unfortunately, is not yet. Quick question for you: who do you think would win in a triple threat match between these three? Roman, Brock, or Bron? And more importantly, who should win? Comment below because I guarantee your answer will start arguments. Let's shift gears and talk about Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes because this is where things get absolutely spicy. These two have history that runs deep. We're talking about a brotherhood that was shattered, betrayals that cut to the bone, and a rivalry that has given us some of the most memorable moments in modern WWE. Seth Rollins, the architect, the visionary, the man who literally built the Shield alongside Roman and Dean Ambrose, has been on an absolute tear lately. His character work has been phenomenal, his in-ring psychology is elite, and he's been carrying Raw on his back for months. Then there's Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the man who left WWE, conquered the independent scene, built AEW into a legitimate competitor, and then came back to WWE to finish his story. Cody's journey is the stuff of wrestling legend. He's the ultimate underdog story, the prodigal son who returned home to claim the throne his father never could. When these two collide, it's not just a match, it's a collision of egos, philosophies, and legacies. But here's what's really interesting about Seth versus Cody right now. WWE has been planting seeds for months that suggest one of these men might be turning heel soon. The tensions have been building, the subtle glances, the questionable tactics, the post-match interviews where you can sense the frustration bubbling under the surface. If WWE pulls the trigger on a heel turn for either of these guys, it could reshape the entire landscape of Monday Night Raw. Think about it, Seth as a heel gave us some of the most brutal and compelling television WWE has produced in the last decade. Remember his Monday Night Messiah character? The cross necklaces? The disciples? The man was captivating as a villain. And Cody? We've never seen Cody as a full-fledged heel in WWE. The closest we got was his dashing era, and that feels like a lifetime ago. A heel Cody Rhodes with his current star power and momentum? That could be money. Here's another question for the comments: if you could book Seth vs Cody at WrestleMania, what stipulation would you add? Street fight? Hell in a Cell? Iron Man match? Let me know your fantasy booking. Now, let's circle back to this Roman, Brock, and Bron situation because there's a bigger picture here that everyone's missing. WWE is clearly trying to establish Bron Breakker as the next generation superstar, and they are using Roman and Brock as the measuring sticks. This is classic WWE booking. Throw the new guy in with the legends and see if he sinks or swims. The problem? They've done this before, and it doesn't always work out the way they plan. Remember when they tried to make Roman the guy by having him eliminate everyone from the Royal Rumble? The fans rejected it. Remember when they tried to push Braun Strowman as the next monster by having him flip ambulances and destroy everything in sight? It worked for a while, but where is he now? WWE has a terrible track record of organic star-making in the modern era. They pick someone, they force-feed them to the audience, and they wonder why it doesn't stick. Bron Breakker could be different, though. He's got something special. You can see it in his eyes, that dog in him, that fire that can't be manufactured or taught. When he hits that gorilla press power slam, when he's barking at his opponents, when he's pacing around the ring like a caged animal ready to explode, that's when Bron Breakker is at his best. But WWE needs to let him develop naturally, not rush him into main event programs before he's built a connection with the audience. The face-to-face segment on Raw should have been the moment where all three of these men felt equal. Instead, it felt like Roman and Brock were the adults in the room, and Bron was the kid trying to sit at the grown-ups table. That's not Bron's fault, that's WWE's creative team not knowing how to balance the segment properly. They could have had Bron do something shocking, something that made people gasp, something that made Roman and Brock actually take notice. Instead, we got a standard stare-down that we've seen 1,000 times before. Question time: what's the worst booking decision WWE has made in the last year? This segment? Something else? Sound off below. Let's talk stakes. What are the actual consequences of this Seth vs. Cody match? Why should we care beyond two great wrestlers having a great match? WWE has gotten so caught up in just putting dream matches together that they sometimes forget to give us a reason to be emotionally invested. Are they fighting for a championship opportunity? Is there a stipulation where the loser has to leave Raw? Is there personal animosity that needs to be settled? Without clear stakes, even the best matches can feel hollow. The wrestling business has changed so much in the last few years. We've got AEW providing real competition for the first time in decades. We've got fans who are more educated about the business than ever before thanks to social media and podcasts. We've got wrestlers who are more empowered to speak their minds and push back against bad creative. And yet, WWE still sometimes books like it's 1995, expecting fans to just accept whatever they are given without question. That's not going to fly anymore. Fans are smart. They know when they are being given quality content versus when they are being fed slop. They know when a storyline has been thoughtfully planned versus when it's being written on the fly. And they are not afraid to let WWE know when they are unhappy. Just look at the social media reactions after Raw. People are divided. Some think WWE is building something special. Others think they are completely dropping the ball. Here's my take, and you can agree or disagree in the comments. WWE has all the pieces to create something legendary with these storylines, but they need to trust the process. They need to give Bron Breakker time to grow. They need to give Roman and Brock meaningful programs that don't feel like we've seen them 100 times before. And they need to pull the trigger on Seth vs. Cody in a way that matters, not just another match on another Raw. Final question for you: if you were Triple H and you had complete creative control, what would you do with Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes right now? How would you book them between now and WrestleMania? Give me your full fantasy booking in the comments because I want to see how creative this fanbase really is. The bottom line is this: WWE Raw just gave us a taste of what could be the most explosive period in recent WWE history, but they are walking a tightrope right now. One wrong move and they could completely derail multiple careers and storylines. But if they play their cards right, we could be looking at a WrestleMania season that rivals anything from the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're as fired up about this as I am. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 if you want more unfiltered wrestling content where we tell it like it is, no corporate speak, no sugarcoating, just real wrestling analysis from real fans. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload because trust me, you're going to want to follow this story as it develops. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because we need to have this conversation as a community. Are we witnessing the birth of WWE's next golden age, or are we watching them repeat the same mistakes they've made for the last 20 years? Only time will tell, but I'll be here every step of the way breaking it down for you. Until next time, this is Wrestling Zone 1, and remember, the tribal chief acknowledges no one, the beast doesn't care about your feelings, and the next generation is coming whether you're ready or not. Stay wrestling, stay passionate, and I'll see you in the next one.